Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to the High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. It is time now for the High School Notebook, and that means it is time once again for Matt Trabold to join us. Matt, thanks for joining us and hopping on board once again.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about an epic final to girls Class AA. This thing is like straight out of Hollywood, isn't it?
What a story. I mean, so the 2020-2021 high school sports year has obviously been forced by COVID-19 to look so different than usual. So it was a welcome sight to behold, having sectional championships recently and a few sports actually able to happen this fall, including girls soccer, boys soccer. On that note, it is hard to get a more unique, you mentioned a second ago, and interesting high school championship matchup and storyline going in, and then also the big game itself in the Class AA girls soccer final between top seed Hilton and Fairport, the 3 seed. The Cadets achieved the 1 seed in the first year in the program for new head coach Rick Trabold. And get this, Trabold and his coaching counterpart in this title game in Fairport's Tom Natale were the best man at each other's weddings. Absurd, awesome, storybook. As for the game itself, polished Cadets keeper Victoria Cangelosi was spectacular, again saving shots, showing why she ended the season 6th in the section in goals against average. It was scoreless until just 5 seconds left when Red Raiders freshman Olivia Kaiser won it with her first goal of the season. You really just can't ask for a more crazy, just so many different wrinkles to how absurd and in a good way, depending on how you look at it, if you're just kind of a casual fan of Section 5 soccer. Just really an absurd, great story here.
You got to love so many different storylines coming out of a game like that, and to have a freshman finish it off, boy, that's something kind of setting the bar high. It's tough to top that for the rest of your career at Fairport, but good for her. Hey, let's talk about great careers, one ending at the college level, now moving forward to a very promising NBA career. Some great news from the NBA draft.
Yeah, so what a night for Rochester basketball, Rochester sports in general, and Rochester as a whole. Wednesday, November 18, 2020 was the 2020 NBA draft. It was basically a definite former McQuaid Jesuit night. Isaiah Stewart was going to be a first-round pick. The bigger question was, though, if he would be the highest ever NBA draft pick from Rochester. A number of projections from national outlets had him going in the mid to late 20s, but if anyone in this draft class had a chance to rise, that was Isaiah due to its work ethic, mentality, and such an NBA-ready body. The Pistons pick him an impressive 16th overall. A 16th overall pick that changed hands twice on draft day from Houston to Portland, and then during the draft itself, Detroit moving up with a trade with Portland. A couple local basketball coaches were by his side when he was drafted. Bishop Kearney girls coach Kevin Shepard and Fairport boys coach Scott Fitch. I asked Isaiah later in the night what Detroit is getting day one from Isaiah Stewart. The main theme of his response, outwork. That's what he's really been driven by and what we've known for him going forward. And also looking back at every step of the way in his basketball career so far.
And that's what it takes. And talking about hard work, how about some guys real quick, local guys putting in some hard work, not on the court, but off the court to do some good.
Yes, early this season, we talked about the Rochester staple organization, Primetime 585 Ballers. Now, Karen Iglesia and her husband and former sectional championship basketball coach, Gerard Iglesia, put on yet another year of their free basketball camp. Now, I want to mention a Thanksgiving charity drive the organization recently held that became huge. A little over a month ago, Karen tweeted, seeing if others in the Rochester sports community wanted to donate food, money, time, give families Thanksgiving meals and more. Derek Anacchino and AQ Football, Aquinas Institute Football, that is, initially got the ball rolling after the tweet. It went from the Iglesias wanting to feed 10 families to 1,194 people and counting being fed in the end. Almost 20 Section 5 teams, along with many local businesses, organizations, volunteers, they all participated. It was so cool to see rivals like Aquinas and McQuaid side by side helping, along with teams from Mendon, Victor, the Webster schools, and so on. And shout out to my coworkers, Theo Kendall and Tom Maloney, for covering the delivery events. Great event, great cause. It's awesome to see for this community.
Oh, that is fantastic, Matt. What a great time of year to hear a story like that. Hey, always great stuff, bud.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Of course. We'll see you next week, man. Take care. We're back with more of the High School Sports Beat right after this.